Good afternoon, friends. Steve Banoon here with Israeli News Light. It is April the 11th, 2022. Got several things we're going to be talking about here. Going to be talking first about Ukraine, the situation that's going on there, where it's going. It's not looking good at all, friends. Not looking good at all. I can see global conflict written all over the entire thing. And on top of that, then we've also got New World Order, or a one world religion. We're going to be looking at Michael Flynn, General Michael Flynn, no less, calling for a one world religion. Now, how many apologetics will we get out of this with Michael Flynn? And the thing is he's invited me to come to a meeting that he's hosting there in Arkansas. So this really blew me away to hear what he says here. Gonna look at that though, because anybody that happens to know him personally, I mean, I realize he knows who I am. So I was invited. He had asked specifically for me to come there. But I'm very concerned because when you're talking about a one world religion, you're talking none other than what we have exposed already, the Vatican's one world religion. Oh my gosh, yeah, back in the days when I only had gray on the bottom of the beard and not as much on my head, right? But now it's everywhere. Anyway, let's get into everything quickly. Dabu, bless his heart, the man is just amazing. He put out this video. I want to play this real quick. Build up in Europe. Let's listen to this. Massive military build up on Russia's border underway by NATO. Listen to Dabu and what he has to say.
This is Dabu 7. We have NATO announcing that they're in the middle of a fundamental transformation and that they're planning a massive military buildup along the Russian border. So they're drawing up plans to deploy a permanent, full-scale military force in this area to combat Russian aggression and also to deter any types of an invasion. They state that what they have set up now definitely could not stop an invasion of Russian troops. So the Secretary General, Jens Stoltenberg, says that NATO will undergo a major reset. This is the second time here in the past couple of years that this...
Dabu's going to go in there and tell you that they're going to more than likely double the size of the force that they have there from about 40,000 to 80,000. That's alarming in itself. Then we're getting, of course, the propaganda media coming out by the West. CBS Saturday morning, desperate to escape. Ukrainian citizens flee in terror after deadly train depot strike. And of course, on there written in Russian, for the children. I mean, is this nuts or what? I mean, look at the size of this bomb, right? Do you know what happens when bombs that big hit a ground somewhere? Well, all you have to do is ask Patrick Lancaster, his family, because the Ukraine sent a bomb over near where his wife lives at there, where he sent her to safety inside of Russia. And let me just share with you right here. There's the crater it left. How much missile is left? 26 people were killed. I'm going to play this here in just a little clip of this here in a moment here with what Patrick Lancaster speaks about this and his family, by the grace of God, spared. Patrick's an American, and he sent his wife over to Russia when the war broke out in Ukraine, fearing for her safety. And then a bomb from Ukraine lands over in Russia. Not good at all. Not good at all. All right, so let's take a look at some things that are going on here. Again, like I said, you got all this fake news coming out. And by the way, you're going to find out in a minute what locals say, Ukrainian locals are saying about this war. I want to bring that out for you because there is so much disinformation and they blame all this on Russia. Russia, of course, is denying it. All right. And so let's take a look. And then I'm going to jump back over here to Maria Zakharova. Actually, let me play a little bit of what Maria Zakharova says because it kind of leads up into this. She's going to tell you about the disinformation. Maria Zakharova, she is the, oh gosh, I don't know exactly what Maria Zakharova's title is in Ukraine. Actually, a good friend of mine knows her personally. But at any rate, let's play this video clip here for you. I think she's the spokeswoman for the Russian government there. Let's listen into what she said. We'll read the subtitles. Its goals and tasks are to free the DPR and the LPR, Luhansk and People's Republic, demilitarize and denazify Ukraine, and remove threats to Russia from Ukrainian territory where neo-Nazis are committing atrocities. The Russian military are doing all they can to avoid civilian victims. They are not striking civilian facilities. They are opening humanitarian corridors for people to leave dangerous areas every day. Against the backdrop, the Kiev regime is shelling residential neighborhoods, destroying the country, into a humanitarian disaster with support from the Americans. They are building up lethal arms and supplies to Ukraine. Recently, Ukrainian nationalists have been focusing on provocations, disinformation, and fabricated episodes that are aimed at accusing Russia of war crimes. We saw similar stage shows in Syria several years ago, and yes, we did. We reported that quite a bit to you guys. All right, now I'm just gonna pause it because we don't need to go any further with Maria Zakharova there, because that kind of sets the stage for it. And you remember, guys, this is what it's the disinformation that caused me even to change my opinion about what was happening in Israel. And speaking of Israel right now, Israel is getting ready to launch a strike against Iran. Now we hear this all the time. I'm always hearing this. And then things don't end up happening. But again, at very high levels of communication in Israel, I'm hearing that they're stocking up. People are getting their bunkers ready. The elite of Israel are preparing to go into the bunkers as well, and all the planes are fueled up and ready to go. And they are preparing a strike on Iran. Now, that's what I'm being told. Don't know if it's going to happen or not, but that's what we're hearing, right? Anyway, Patrick shares here on one neighborhood shelled twice a day, every day in the Russian-Ukraine war, and I want you to see what he finds out. He's going to interview some of the locals here. Let's play a little bit of what he says here.
Of the battle that's going on, and the civilian area has come under shelling. We're investigating the shelling damage to these homes.
You hear the gunfire in the background.
Dangerous as fuck.
She has left, guys. Hello. There is just a horror, really. It hit the yard. The shell landed here. Show it and tell us about it. Here and the rest. The roof is blown off. Actually, the roof was blown off the day before yesterday. The shell landed here. I'm sorry. Let me get up to where he... Okay, it's fixing to. The windows are blown out, and this is also the joy has come. Where did it come from? It came from Krasnogorivka, over there. And who is there? Well, yes. Ukrainian army. What else? Why do they shell here? Probably they do not need us. Probably in here. It was the situation here now. It's terrible, guys. 3 days ago, the house shattered. Then there is a roof. It landed over there. Today it landed here and also on that street. I can show you. It still stinks here. Ooh, it's gas. It still stinks. Tell us what then happened and what are the consequences. The consequences are these are going out and man died in that house. When the days ago, let's go, I'll show you. It was then, and there was shelling. There was shelling. You see now there is one house and another one. And today the guys were covering the roof, and I got so scared when I went out and I cried asking them if they were alive. They managed to jump off the roof and to roll off of it. Where do they shoot from? From Ukraine, Marinka, Krasnovoga. Here they are. It flies over our heads and whistles, just flies and whistles. This is Ukraine there, right? Certainly, there's Ukraine. Why do they shoot here? They probably like it. They've been shelling us here for 8 years. For 8 years they've been shooting. Maybe there's a military object here. What military? There are people here. Can you see here any tanks? Nothing. Only civilians. It's also hit there. It's shattered. There's my house over there, and it's also hitting another house and another one. Street 2, the girl's house. She lives here. What's your name? My name is Lilia. The roof's over there, and the rest too. It's all covered with smoke. 3 days ago it was here, and now again. Why? I guess they do not need us. They shoot at us. Yesterday it hit here. It's already the second time. How many times did it hit here? 2 times, 2 shells today? No, not today. Before then again. And when was it? The day before yesterday when it hit here. So this is all from the day before yesterday. No, it's today at 12 p.m. It was in the morning and everything is gone everywhere.
The area here just comes under shelling a couple times a day. Now we're going to another location that was hit.
So we'll move forward a little bit here.
Donut.
Okay, I got it. It flies. It smashed the gazebo, damaged everything. I managed to cover it a bit.
And here we see how this man was able to cover up his son's home, at least a part of the roof. And the neighbors, when this was shelled 3 days ago, his neighbor was killed by the shelling.
It hit 11 a.m. today. Our grandparents. Nothing is left. Today 11 a.m. was all hit. Is it in mine? Probably the 220s or which ones. Who knows what flies from there? You know, see, the problem is, friends, the Ukrainians are the ones that are constantly attacking their own people. In fact, let me go to Patrick's YouTube channel here and see if I can't share with you. There was another one. Okay, here we go. This one here is about asking the Russians about asking the Ukrainians about Russians' marital attacks. Okay, who you? Okay, let me back this up. I remember listening to this one not too long ago. I'll just play a short clip for you. It arrived, stopped at a traffic light, and fired at 9-story building. Then he drove. Oh yeah. Ooh, I need to back this up further because this is where the Ukrainians are just coming down the street and just shelling the mess out of the people in their places. All right. Today I went to the Kavrovsky district, saw the ruins. I want to go to my brother, but I did not see him. When I came home, I thought that they were dead. Everything is turned upside down there, but we didn't see any bodies. Thank God, no bodies were seen. Thank you. Today, okay. Actually, let me back up because I remember this guy telling a whole lot more. Okay, let's back it up just a little bit. And ammonia is just, how do you say it? It's spirit of ammonia. This is spirit of ammonia. It's ordinary, nothing comes. Eugene and Alina, the city of Mariupol. We are running out of supplies. There is nothing. There is nothing. Where are we now? We are the stop, and we are Bolshevik stop there. You see the houses are destroyed. How far are Ukrainians or Azov? As far as I know, they are sitting in Ilyric's factory. They're not far, are they? They're in Ilyk, and there are a few more stops they have, their own bomb shelter. 2 or 3 kilometers? No, we have short stops. If our Russian tanks... This is them shooting at Illyric there. We're used to it. There is simply nothing to eat. You have to go somewhere. He did it and repeated it too. We are used to it. We have been at war for 8 years now. Yes, already 8 years. We somehow tolerate it. What is your name? Eugene. This is Elena. Why didn't you evacuate earlier? We are native people here. We do not want to evacuate anywhere. We do not want. I grew up here. My parents are here. Parents have died a natural death already, and we stayed. Today I went to Kirstis. Okay, we already caught that. Let me move forward again real quick, friends. Okay, here we go. There we go. Yeah, so now he's saying the Ukrainians. Yes, Ukrainians did it. DPR just came today before yesterday. Look at the houses. These are the Ukrainian mines. Really? These are Ukrainian mines. That's what flew from this side. Look at the plates. Fell from there. This is where the tank stood. See? Everything that flew from there to here is all Ukrainian. DPR was over there. And Ukraine was all here. Look, it got into that house and in that one. And there the houses are destroyed. And that 9-story building, there are 3 floors on top of it all. Everything that flew from there to here is all Ukrainian. DPR was over there. When was the last time Ukraine controlled the territory here? The Russians entered on the 26th until the 26th. Yes, Russians entered on the 26th. Before that, there were Ukrainians. This is just a few days, not long, right? The DPR entered here on the 26th. It's the 29th today. I don't know the date today. It's the 29th. Yes, it has been 3 days since the DPR is here. That's the Donetsk People Republic. Such a relief. Ukrainian army committed terrible things here. Terrible. How we only managed to survive. And they said to everybody, take your things and leave. Where to go? How can I abandon my flat and just go away? We stayed. They bombed everything here. They kicked out people from their houses in the settlements. They occupied the premises, put their guns, mortars. You don't say so. It's not DPR, it's Ukraine. DPR did just a bit while Ukraine hid its equipment between the houses near kindergartens and schools. All right. I mean, you're hearing this out of the residents of Mariupol. And Mariupol was not under any kind of Russian control before the war started. And they're telling you the Ukrainians did it all. You know, I mean, this is crazy. There was also DPR, but it stood there and shot at its own guys. They occupied school. Well, let's back up here. Hang on one second. We don't want to mess that up. The kindergarten is over there. The tank was also there. They were shooting from there. Ukrainians, the Ukrainian tank, and I can show you where the Ukrainian tank was. It destroyed the bench near my windows, and it was shooting there at his own guys. There was also the DPR, but it stood there and shot at its own guys. They occupied schools. The tanks were put around schools. They put them also near the kindergarten. Did they shoot from the kindergarten? Yes. Who? Ukrainians. They occupied the kindergarten territory. Who? Ukrainian tanks. How is it possible? Somehow they put them on the territory of schools, kindergartens, near the residential buildings where we are all now. District, Mariupol, right? Mariupol. Mariupol. Look, after he hit a slab, hangs between the houses, another one fell down. It's okay, I promise you today, tomorrow, this will be published. Only the truth. You just show the truth, but don't edit it. No fabricating of the plot. I will not edit anything, I promise. Thank you. What's your name? Alexander Victor Arena. Take care. Look, there's a 9-story building, a high-rise. Check it from another side, this high-rise, okay?
see a little bit of what they're talking about. Here, on this side of the buildings, there's no shrapnel damage and or impacts at all. Just on those sides, which they say is which fired from Ukrainian tanks and territory. It's really hard to understand because we hear so much in the Western mainstream media about how it's Russia that is just destroying Mariupol, but we don't know. We're trying to find out all the information we can.
And Mish says, okay, we managed now. Situation's already better. We are alive and good health. We are just waiting. Seems like going to be over soon. Just don't worry. We are alive and good health. That's it. Can you tell us was there? Everything is destroyed. It was all on fire. Everything. Non-inhabitable. Everything is hanging. Balconies are hanging. Just impossible. Everything is uninhabitable. Everything. She is 37 years old, shot arm, and now one treats her. Do you see? What should we do? I don't know. She lies and arm is hanging. Where? Behind this house. The sister of my husband. They sewed up her throat like a dog. But nobody took care of her arm. There are 3 holes in it. Who will treat her? What should we do now? Where to go? I don't know. We are hungry. There is no elderly man. The elderly man, where? Repeat. Oh, excuse me. There is an elderly man. His head hit his head. It hit right in his head. Hit him. Now nobody will see him again. And his head exploded badly. Do we have a house? Timoka? No house. We don't have anything. How can one hit people with such a terrible weapon? The military just have a reason. Why do they shoot people? What's your name? My name is Artem. How long have you been here, Artem? I don't know how long. I've counted yet. It's a month already. It's already a month. Where else have you been? I was also in the basement. Do you remember how many days you were there? I was waiting to see if they were going to also talk about Ukraine. Let me just see real quick. Let's see. There is no more Ukraine. Now we have to live there without our house. She's mainly talking about the wounded in this portion of the video there. But it's been amazing at how many people in his videos tell you about these attacks being done by the Ukrainian government. So very troubled. Let me back this up. I want to share with you here what Patrick said happened by Ukraine in Russia.
Ну что, ребята, мы в Шабельске. Это поселок в России находится. И,
That's his wife speaking, I believe, on the video now. That's the crater. And like I said, when they show you the bomb just laying on the ground, bombs don't just lay on the ground after they hit. They leave craters.
Lancaster, and what you just saw was my wife coming up on the crater of a purported Ukrainian Tochka-U that Ukraine launched on Russia. Now, when this escalation occurred in this war, I sent my family to Russia thinking there would be safe. But I was wrong. Thank goodness they were not injured. But this Ukrainian Tochka-U today landed just up the street, not even half a block from the home that I was able to put my family in, thinking they were safe.
So we certainly be praying for his family and praying for everybody in this war, regardless of which side it's on. There is certainly disasters that are happening regardless on this. I'm not going to spend time on this right here. New York Post reporting Joe Biden, Hunter Biden, the deals more and more. This was something we were trying to expose before this war started with the hopes that it might prevent this war. But as we can see, it's not going to, because it is a new world order. Let's get right into General Flynn here and where he speaks about this here. This is what troubles me. True News is putting out this clip right here. And by the way, when you hear him talking about a one world religion, he says it twice.
And they're talking about the United
Let's get the volume up all the way so we can hear it the best we can.
States of America. Talking about the United States of America, because when Matthew mentioned it in the Bible, he wasn't talking about the physical ground that he was on. He was talking about something in the distance. So if we are going to have one nation under God, which we must, we have to have one religion, one nation under God and one religion under God, right? All of us together working, and they're talking.
There it is. One nation and one religion. One nation under God, one religion under God. All right. That, friends, and where's freedom of religion going now, right? You got to ask yourself the question. Vatican News. Let me share this with you real quick because I want to put this together for you real fast. Vatican News putting out Abrahamic Family House in Abu Dhabi to open in 2022. Cultural landmark in the UAE capital, which includes a synagogue, a church, and a mosque, is meant to be a beacon of understanding and peaceful coexistence inspired by the document of human fraternity. Starting to get one world religion, right? Remember this video here that I did back in 2016. Pope Francis in Sweden for his Lutheran one world religion trick. Let's listen into this one here.
Pope of Rome, Pope Francis, is actually in Sweden there. He's already landed and going to make headlines. It's going to be your trick or treat here in America. You're about to get, I don't know, probably more of a trick than a treat out of the Pope reunification of the Lutheran Church. It reminds me very interesting of some comments there that was made by this young man right here. I think it'd be interesting for you to hear it. Tony Palmer, which Tony Palmer had a mysterious death there, but let you listen to what Tony Palmer has to say here real quick before we continue on about, by the way, the reunification of the Catholic Church and all the churches of the world. It's not just, the Pope of Rome is not just trying to reunify the Lutheran Church into the one world church system, the group system there, but he's trying to bring all denominations in. And Tony Palmer was a major player in making this happen. Listen to what Tony has to say here. You're born again? Raise your hand if you're born again. You're a Catholic. Take back, redeem what belongs to you. We are Catholics. And then there was the split at the end of the first millennium. We had the Orthodox, East and West, two churches. Then 500 years later, we have Luther and his protest. 3 churches in 1500 years. 3 denominations, not 3 churches. And then, from Luther's protest onwards, 33,000 new denominations. Lutheran Church signed an agreement that brought an end to the protest. Luther believed that we were saved by grace through faith alone. Amen. But that's not it. The Catholic Church believed that we were saved by works. And that was the protest. In 1999, they wrote this together. Because in the Protestant Church, we had a lot of cheap salvations. People were getting born again, but no fruit whatsoever. And because we didn't even look for fruit, it wasn't the issue. Because it wasn't necessary for salvation. And no, it's not. But it's a good judge if you are saved. So what these 2 churches did, they put the 2 definitions together. Listen to it. I'm reading verbatim from the Catholic Vatican website. Justification means that Christ himself is our righteousness, in which we share through the Holy Spirit in accord with the will of the Father. Together we, Catholics and Protestants, Lutherans, believe and confess that by grace alone, in faith in Christ's saving works, and not because of any merit on our part, we are accepted by God and receive the Holy Spirit, who renews our hearts while equipping and calling us to good works.
And of course, Kenneth Copeland was major spearhead on this here for this one world religion. Friends, I'm telling you, this is some freaky things going on, especially after hearing General Flynn make that remark there. Lets you know what side he's on, where he's headed to. And of course, the Vatican is going to put you underneath the Jewish rabbis of Israel. It's another one I did a lot of teachings on, one world religion. And don't worry, you'll get the Noahide laws. It'll all be part of nice packaged up, pretty little package for you there. So hopefully you'll be able to enjoy that all if that's the route you want to go. We're here to expose those demonic lies so that somebody somewhere by the grace of God will wake up. I'm Stephen Ben-Nun. You're watching Israeli News Live. We have some very interesting broadcasts coming up this week, so I hope you'll be staying tuned. Got a very interesting guest on Wednesday. I will not announce who that guest is, but you will be blessed. Also, Yana, we are still working to bring out part 3. The information is ready. It's just the time to record. Thank you for listening. I'm Stephen Ben-Nun. Thank you for your support of this ministry. And by the way, with this issue with Iran, don't forget the EMP shield. I know many of you have been getting those. There is still that great threat. There's so much going on right now, and hopefully we'll get you guys updated on all this. I'm Stephen Ben-Nun with Israeli News Live. An EMP shield, just real quick, I better go. I'll just go straight to the cart. Mainly it's just so you remember to not forget your coupon code. If you're getting one, INL50, apply that code to get a $50 discount when you're ordering any EMP shield for the protection of your car, home, whatever it may be that you feel that need to be protected. Solar panels, they do it for that as well. Ham radios, you name it. These guys have got the products to be able to help you out. I'm Stephen Ben-Nun with Israeli News Live. Thank you for listening, and God bless.